I said earlier that there are three groups of verbs based on the infinitive ending, AR, ER, and IR. And those all have different conjugations in the different tenses. But there are another way of classifying verbs is that they are regular and irregular. Regular verbs, of which probably 90% of most of Spanish verbs are regular, follow a very strict, rigid, it's a good number of things to learn, but once you learn them, you can conjugate regular verbs quite easily. Irregular verbs have some sort of spelling change in one or more of the tenses. So this particular class is just on that 90% of Spanish verbs that are regular. Now, there are many regular verbs, but there are many commonly used irregular verbs. In fact, some of the most commonly used verbs, to hear, to go, are irregular, and some of them are quite, it's difficult to completely see the logic of how they came to be the way they are, but it really is just history and tradition that caused these verbs to be irregular. So even though there are a large number of irregular verbs, it's really important to learn a good number of essential, commonly used irregular verbs. But today is just on regular verbs with the infinitive extensions of AR, ER, and IR. And I will use as examples for those three endings, first of all, hablar, to speak. That's an AR verb, it's regular. Comer is commonly used to eat. That's a regular verb. Vivir is to live, and that is another regular verb. And so what I want to present to you now is a chart of the endings in the present tense of regular verbs. And so we'll go to that first.